Hi everyone, and I hope you all are doing well. My name is Karolina and I typically post videos on luxury and contemporary handbags and SLGs. So if that is something you are interested in, I hope you consider subscribing. And Boo also hopes you consider subscribing. If I keep looking to the side or somewhere else in the room, I apologize. Boo is the special guest, and as you guys know, he is very vocal. Yes, and he very much likes to get in trouble and try to get into small spaces like the closet right now. You can see him right there. But in today's video, I have an exciting video, hopefully. I mean, to me it's exciting because it's in regards to one of my favorite bags, and that is none other than my Givenchy Voyou bag in the color taupe. And today's video I wanted to focus on the 1 year wear and tear, because I have had this bag now for over a year. This has been a workhorse bag. I basically use this at least every other week since I have gotten this bag. I initially wore it a little bit more because when my dad was in chemo, this was kind of the bag that I would always wear to chemo because it was such an easy bag to throw everything in and just go. But since I have accumulated more variety in my collection, whether it's with the YSL totes or with the Coach Manhattan, with the Coach Brooklyns, and the Juliet, I do have more of a variety of work bags if I wanted to have something different. But this is still a bag that I very much love, so I wanted to show you guys the 1 year wear and tear after wearing this bag very, very heavily in the last year. So to start off, when I do store this bag, I believe I showed you guys the cabinets I have upstairs with my luxury bags, and I typically keep this in the cabinet like such. Boo sees something, so if you guys see him flying, that is why. But basically I just keep this in the cabinet, and I try to keep these side pieces as straight as possible, because if not, as you can see here, they do kind of take on whatever shape they are placed in. And same with these little buckles right here. Like my yellow one does have the one buckle kind of like sticking out a little bit more, which is not a big deal, but I do have a little bit of OCD, so it does bother me a little bit. But this one is perfect. And as far as the actual bag itself, I do keep the shoulder strap tucked in to the bag. I do keep some air paper in the bag just to keep some kind of structure so it's not completely floppy, because as you will see, this bag has no shape. It is super soft. As you can see, it just falls in on itself. The leather is very smushy and all of that good stuff. So that is how I store the bag. Now let's get into the wear and tear and whether I still think this is a great bag or not. So the wear and tear on this bag, is pretty minimal in my opinion for how much I use it. My yellow one that I purchased pre-loved from Rebag had a lot more wear. I think it's mainly because this is a little bit of a darker color, whereas that one is a pale yellow. But the base of my bag, if I can show you guys, is perfect. Absolutely perfect. There's no staining. There's just hair. But there's no staining. The only where I can see, and hopefully you guys can as well, is there is some rubbing on this edge right here. So right over here where the base is folded in. So that is one piece of wear that I see. The corners, the back corner for some reason, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, there is just a little bit of like, I guess I would say flaking happening. Nothing too bad or concerning. There is some, I think maybe dirt or scuffing right here a little bit. On the other corner, it's pretty good. The back also has that one little area where, I can't tell if this is peeling or fading, but it's very hard to see. Like, even me with the naked eye, it is very hard to notice. These flaps right here, there is nowhere, there's nowhere to the glazing. The front, other than, as you can tell, the bag obviously has relaxed a lot. The leather has gotten much softer. You can see more of that veining and the wrinkling just because now it has been very worn. These corners are kind of coming in on themselves because this is not a very structured bag. The hardware might have like hairline scratches. Nothing of concern in my opinion. The strap here, I will say, has a little bit of wear, and hopefully I could show it to you, but the Givenchy foiling is just slightly fading, but again, nothing of concern in my opinion. There is no glazing issue to the strap. Again, the only issue here with the one side, as you can see, the one flap kind of curls a little bit. But that's, again, that's not kind of wear and tear. It's just depending on how I store the bag. If this flap is resting against something, it may get somewhere. It may take on that shape or what have you. The back is absolutely pristine. There is really no wear. Like, I know on my light yellow one, or the pale yellow, these little bits right here do have rubbing. Mine personally don't. The only thing I will say to the glazing, and again, I've mentioned this before in my, I think it was my 6-month review, but again, I don't know if I purchased the bag this way, but there is just some like indentation right here, as you could see on the glazing, but it hasn't gotten any worse or anything like that. The interior is this kind of fabric material. But there is no issue to the leather that is around the opening of the bag, other than just, as you could see, creasing from, and I apologize about Boo, from opening and closing the bag and it taking that dumpling shape. The interior is very clean, other than some lint and cat hair and dog hair, but don't judge me, please. On the interior, I obviously still have the tags. If you are interested, this is the code, and again, I purchased this pre-loved, so I did not pay this price or anywhere near this price, but I believe they still probably have this taupe color. But I do still have the Fashion File authenticity card, and then you do have the little strap, and mine came with these little plastic bits that were like on all of these. I still kept them for whatever reason, and I still have them for whatever reason. But overall, I have to say I am so impressed with this bag. I am not sure why this bag is not more popular than I feel like it deserves to be. It is such a great hobo bag. If you are someone who loves a casual, slouchy bag with minimal logos, I think this is a perfect bag. Granted, the only downfall is it doesn't have any kind of secure closure as far as like a snap button closure or a zipper closure. However, I have never had any issues. Even when my bag was stuffed to the brim, nothing ever fell out. So honestly, I apologize. Do you guys see this right now? He's just having his own little conversation. Yeah. Are you having your own conversation? Okay. But anyway, this is just a very well-made bag in my opinion. I think it is definitely worth checking this bag out on the pre-loved market. I know they typically go for around like $1,400 to $1,800 in excellent condition, and I truly think it is worth that price range. I maybe wouldn't pay full price for it, but I would definitely consider looking on the pre-loved market, like Fashion File, or I even know when I got my pale yellow, I think Saks Fifth Avenue, if I'm not mistaken, had the bag on sale. So I would check some of those department stores to see if they have the Givenchy Voyou, because I know sometimes certain bags and colors go on sale, so you might be able to score one brand new and basically half price off almost, because I think the yellow one was going for like $1,200 if I'm not mistaken. It has been a while, so I apologize if my memory isn't accurate. But again, as far as this bag, definitely I think this is very much worth it, and I do still recommend it after owning it for a year and heavily using it. I would love to add more colors. However, like I stated, I would probably need to sell my yellow one if I wanted to justify getting another one, just because I don't know if I need 3 Givenchy Voyou bags, but who knows. Again, I am still toying with the idea of possibly selling back the soft yellow and getting another neutral, but we'll see what the future holds. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what your thoughts on the Givenchy Voyou. Do you guys like this bag? I know it is not a very talked about bag, really at all. I know when I first got this bag, there were very few videos on this bag. I haven't checked since if there are any more videos, but I definitely think this is a beautiful, beautiful bag and definitely very well made, and it has held up really, really well for everything that I have used this bag for. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.